welcome, guys. I hope you're all having a great day so far. I want to thank you guys too for all of your likes, all of your subscribes, and all of your awesome comments. I'm glad you guys are liking the greenhouse setting because I am absolutely loving being out of the studio. And this is just like the good energy in here is freaking fantastic. So I'm hoping I can spend the whole summer in here doing reads. Let's see what we got going on. We got the letters and the numbers again, and we'll see what comes forward. Starting with the letters, an O came flying out. So you're going to know if these have special meaning to you. They're going to maybe be an initial for somebody's name or maybe a place. It's kind of like your spirit guide's way of being able to step forward and bring a bit of extra validation, letting you know that this message might have more of a personal touch for you. We also have the letter B and Q. It's funny, I was talking the other day about that letter Q kept coming out and coming out and coming out. And I'm like, what the hell does Q even stand for? Q doesn't stand for a whole lot of stuff, but it keeps coming out. So I was almost wondering if it represented that somebody was having questions. We have the letter J as well. We're going to grab a few more here. And we had some pop out, and I got one at the back. So let's see what we got. We have I, V, T, K, and X. That's another odd one, hey? X. So you guys are going to know what those are all about. I'm going to tell you it's really kind of odd, and it might mean nothing, but sometimes I get impressions or I see words and being told words from my spirit guides. As soon as I pulled B beside Q, all I could think of was barbecue. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if that has to do with something that someone's going through. Maybe somebody's seeing their ex at a barbecue. We're going to pull some numbers now. So we have 18, 22. The month of July is going to be important to somebody in this read. 9, 3. Remember, guys, these might be have to do with a date, but these could also be like a phone number. The stuff could have to do with the license plate. You're going to know. 12, 19. The month of May as well is important in this read, and we are going to grab a few more before we get going with the tarot cards too. So I had quite a few pop up. We're going to use them all. 20, November, August. Oh my goodness, I might have to move all these guys down here, I'm thinking. We got December as well. 26, June, September, 6, and 1. I'm going to put 1 sideways for now just so it kind of fits in. That is a whole lot of stuff going on here. I wonder what these all have to do with. We're going to grab this deck here. This is the one that's calling to me for this read. So whoever these letters and these numbers resonate with, these cards should bring a message forward for them. Spiritual strength, memories of love. I'm going to tell you, I almost have this sense of like getting together. Like getting together, a bunch of people getting together for, like, I don't know, maybe this is why I saw the word barbecue at the beginning. But I feel like it's some sort of like memorial. It's like a celebration. This might be why I'm getting so many dates in here too. This might have to do with birthdays of all the people that are coming together and sort of a way of representing that there's lots of different energies that are going to be collaborating here. Material harvest. New beginnings. That's interesting. New beginnings. Emotional loss. I gotta tell you what I'm being told. Like, this is like some sort of like memorial type barbecue. This is kind of like to honor someone. It's like a getting together, a family, of friends, of celebrating somebody's life, but also being able to support each other in sort of that grief and that loss as well too. Fulfillment of wishes. Movement, choices, decisions, and suffering in silence. I gotta tell you too, this material harvest, I do not feel like it's talking about money. I really don't. There's something here that just feels deeper. It's tied to fulfillment of wishes. It's tied to new beginnings. And I do feel like it's speaking to the person who passed over. And being able to recognize that that person is finding peace and that person is sort of moving on to... I don't want to say like a better place because it sounds so corny and everybody kind of says it. But it is like somewhere that's more peaceful. Somewhere where their soul isn't burdened by maybe emotional issues from the past, or if they had issues with their health and their physical body, like those limitations don't exist anymore. Somebody's been able to sort of transition over to the other side of the veil. I'm going to grab a few more cards here. Accelerated motion and intuition. So this person who's passed over is going to be attending this event. Just so you guys know, they're going to be there celebrating. They're going to be there supporting. I think at least one person is intuitive enough to feel their presence. There may be more people there as well. Trust that. If this is you, trust that feeling that you get, that this person is there, that person is around you guys, that person is helping to celebrate. Destiny. You know, I keep feeling this too, like everything happens for a reason. I do feel like this is actually a specific message from this person who's crossed over. I don't know how they've crossed over. I don't know if this was someone who passed away of old age, or maybe they seemed a little bit young, or like it was before their time. But the message that I'm getting is like everything happens for a reason. It was their time to go. For whatever reason, it was like just their time to cross over the sacral chakra. So it represents your emotions, your desires, your creativity. What I'm being told is that the people who are going through this grief and this loss, this part of their chakra may be a bit off balance. Just because they're healing their emotions. Like, it's not a terrible thing. We all go through that grief. We've all lost somebody close to us. It takes time. It takes time to heal. And sometimes you think, you know, you're doing really good or you're past it, and something happens, like a milestone hits, and it sort of reminds you they're not there. So I do feel like this is part of many, many people's process in sort of healing their emotions. This read is... Like I said, I know it's this person stepping forward, but I don't think they're just talking to, you know, one family member, one loved one. I feel like this is like to reach out to many. We have wisdom, awareness, that third eye chakra. See, like this person, they may have crossed over to the other side of the veil, but they are not gone. They are not absolutely gone. They are still trying to guide. They are still trying to bring wisdom forward. The lights. Material and spiritual prosperity. I also have this deep impression that this person has found some sort of, I guess you could call it wisdom on the other side. It's like being able to see beyond what we can see. It's a new perspective when you've sort of crossed over. As the same laws don't apply as they do here in the physical world. And I am being told by my spirit guides, or maybe it is by this person, that they can sort of see things in a different way now. And I feel like it ties into something in their life. I don't know what happened to this person in their life. I do have discontent and boredom. I do feel like part of that does play into this person, and sort of something that they were going through, some sort of unresolved emotional stuff. And it could have been, too, that this person just had bad health and the quality of life wasn't really there. And so they were sort of really ready to pass and find some peace from that. Like I said, maybe tarot will bring more forward about how this person passed. But right now, I just keep feeling this, like, in a better place. Like, they've been released. They've been released from something that was bothering them here in the physical world, and it's no longer encumbering them. They've been able to find a new perspective on the other side, been able to find inner peace, and they are still present with family and loved ones, and they will be present at this gathering, because I just keep feeling like there's a gathering. All right, so we need a tarot deck. Which tarot deck are we going to use? I'm actually getting pulled to this tarot deck here. So this is the one that we're going to use for this read. This is the one I'm being told to use. Queen of Swords. She represents sort of that independence, that seeker of knowledge. I'm going to grab a few more. And the High Priestess, inner voice. So I do feel, this is what I'm being told, that these two cards are representing the person who's passed over. This does not necessarily mean that it is a woman that's passed over, but that feminine energy tends to be a bit softer. Whereas a masculine energy is a little bit more aggressive. So this person was a little bit softer in life. But even in that Queen of Swords, Swords tends to represent knowledge, seeking truth. And I do feel like that person has found that after crossing over. Some sort of a new perspective. I'm being made to feel like I can see sort of beyond what's just here and whatever our perspective is here in the physical world. It is almost like a psychic knowing, but it's different and it's tied to the other side of the veil. So whoever this person is, they're telling me that they can see things that you can't. This is part of their perspective. I'm being pulled back to like this sense of guidance. I don't know if it's going to feel like it's your inner voice or it's going to feel like intuition when, you know, a situation pops up in your life and you're trying to figure out sort of what to do and what direction to go. It's probably in part your intuition, but it's actually this person stepping forward and trying to guide you because they can see things that we can't. It's a very interesting read. I'm going to grab a couple more here. Let's see. 5 of Wands, chaos. Chaos, conflict. It can speak to disputes among people as well. And new beginnings. Okay. This get together, I don't know if this is going to bring up some shit between family members, between friends, between people. I don't know what it is, but I feel like she's. I'm gonna say she because we got Queen of Swords here. I feel like she's trying to say that she wants everybody to forgive, have a new beginning, move forward, to not hold on to grudges. This is part of her wisdom. This is part of her seeing sort of things from the other side. And being able to see that life is too short. Life is too short for bullshit. Life is too short for petty fighting. Life is too short to hang on to this, that, or the other. And it doesn't make any sense to argue about these things. I'm being shown a gathering in which people are starting to argue. So I do feel like this might be something that pops up. This is not what this person wants. This is not what this person wants within this gathering. They don't want everybody to be scrapping with each other. They don't want people coming there to air their dirty laundry. Deceit. So we did get the 7 of Swords. Sometimes the 7 of Swords can represent deceit. It can represent theft. I don't know if there's going to be an argument about money, about inheritance, about the way things were dished out. Oh boy, this is a tough one, guys. This is a tough read. We're going to grab a few more. The Hangman. The Hangman can usually represent sort of the only thing that can hold you back from success in life is you. This is a very distinct message from this person as well. I'm trying to allow, you know, the images, the emotions, the energies to come forward so I can properly translate this message, especially when a message comes from Spirit. I do not want to screw it up. It's something very specific. If they're coming all the way to my tarot cards, that they need somebody to hear. They don't want it to devolve like this. They don't want everybody to fight. They don't want everybody to wind up hating each other. Completion. So that 10 of Cups, it does represent, as I've heard it called happily ever after before. What they want, what this person wants who's crossed over is for everybody to get along. I know it sounds absolutely ridiculous and kind of corny, but that is what they want. They don't want their family to be broken apart because of old grudges. They don't want people arguing about money, about how things got dished out, about maybe if somebody never paid back $20 or whatever the fuck it is. They just don't want everybody arguing all the time. They don't want the family split. They don't want the family moving apart. 4 of Cups. It's 4 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is the past. This might be shit from the past that somebody's hanging on to. And for whatever reason, they're going to take this opportunity of getting together to kind of fucking air grievances. They're like turning it into a Festivus. This does not need to be a Festivus. This is what this person is saying. They don't want that arguments. They don't want chaos. They don't want everybody hating on each other. They don't want the family splitting up and everything being on bad terms. Temperance is about healing. That is what they'd like. Like if this is going to come out and people are going to talk about it, I'll tell you the thing about the 5 of Wands too. Is it doesn't just speak to conflict, to chaos, to petty fighting. It speaks of when there is an argument and when everybody's at each other's throats. It speaks of the need to be diplomatic and being able to resolve disputes, being able to take the high road. You know, this might even turn into somebody turning into a mediator while all of this is going on, trying to sort of, and not even just calm it down, but like resolve it, you know, so that everybody can express themselves in a respectful way. This can all sort of be brought out into the open, maybe have some sort of a resolution so that everybody can just release it and move on and let it go. Because this person, like the thought of the family splitting apart, everybody hating each other, holding on to these lifelong grudges and never talking again, it breaks this person's heart. Absolutely, this is not what this person wants. Anxiety, even from the other side of the veil, that anxiety card applies. It does apply. This person's worried about it because I think they can see it coming. As like I said, once you get to that other side of things, you get a different perspective than we have here in the physical world. And I feel like this person sees it coming. They're really worried about it. Satisfaction. The Ace of Cups can represent new beginnings. Cups is about emotions. This person wants the family to heal. They want the family to start a new chapter where there's no hard feelings, there's no grudges. Delusion. Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about weighing your options carefully, choosing wisely. The word at the bottom of the card is delusions. I don't think it's a big negative delusion thing. I'm getting pulled back to Five of Wands. Everybody experiences events a certain way. Two people could be in a situation, and if you ask them each separately how it went down, you're going to get two different versions because everybody just sees things a different way. And I feel like this is part of what's going on here too. This is part of where this conflict is arising, is because nobody really hashed out how they felt something went down. They sort of just sat and internalized it and got more and more pissed off over time. And everybody saw it a different way. Everybody perceived it a different way. There's something here that needs to be, I don't really want to say brought to light, but it's like it needs to be aired out so that everyone can see sort of what it was that actually happened and where the other person was coming from. Because I think there can be some clarity in this that actually allows a release and some healing. Queen of Cups. I ain't pulled back to the Queen of Cups. So the word at the bottom of the Queen of Cups card is empathy. This might be who this Queen of Swords is sort of nudging in this direction of mediator, or somebody sort of who's in this situation, like one side of it, and sort of encouraging this person to take that higher road and sort of being able to hear the other side of things. Being able to understand where that other side is coming from. Doesn't mean she has to agree, but being able to have that level of understanding and then being able to offer her side in hopes that that other side will find that same understanding if she sort of takes the lead on that and sets the example. That it might help to diffuse this, to bring some clarity and allow the family to sort of release whatever this old shit is. Because there is something old that somebody or two parties have been hanging on to that's turned into almost like a grudge. That's what I see, and it's going to come forward when everybody comes together for this gathering. The Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles does represent that slow and steady but genuine offer. And this may be a need to heal this relationship from two different parties. I'm part of this big group of people, and it may take time. But if both sides are genuinely willing to put in the effort, to let go of the past, to forgive and start fresh, after they've been able to find this clarity and that empathy for each other and what everybody's been going through, that this can change and this can transform. And it doesn't mean that everybody's going to be freaking BFFs or besties or whatever, but they can at least have a kind relationship with each other without sort of this baggage existing. So the Nine of Swords and the King of Pentacles. Security. The Nine of Swords is, it does represent that anxiety. It does sometimes represent depression. The word at the bottom of the card is trauma. I think there was small shit that existed in the past. This is what I'm being told in the images that I'm seeing. There was small shit that existed between certain fractions of this family in the past. They very much got magnified when this person crossed over. It may have had to do with the way that assets were divided, or a will, or things that were in the will. King of Pentacles. I feel like this King of Pentacles is going to be one of the players here. The word at the bottom of the card is security. Pentacles does tend to represent finance. I do feel like this has been part of that contention. This may represent somebody who got something financially or an item that was maybe other people felt like should have been theirs, or like it was unfair. Because like I said, there was other shit in the past though. There was shit before this person passed away where there was kind of already this underlying tension. But when this person passed, and then, you know, money was gone here, these items were gone there, that's where a lot of this shit came to the surface. It really magnified the tension. It magnified that people being really pissed off at each other. And it is going to come out in this gathering. It will come out in this gathering. The Strength card, Bravery. You know, it takes a lot of inner strength to be able to step up and be the bigger person. To be able to, I don't even want to say eat crow, because I don't think that's what it is. It's like being able to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, to hear what they have to say, to hear their perspective, and to be like, you know, okay, I can understand why you would feel that way. You know, and being able to give them that. And then being like, the way that I experienced it was like this. And this is how it left me feeling. You know, and it takes a lot of bravery then on the second person's part to be like, okay, you know what? I understand that too. I can see why you would feel that way. And being able to air it in that respectful way so that everybody can hear how the other person's feeling without getting their hackles up and getting defensive. And that this can actually be put to rest instead of magnified into a big shit show or a fist fight or whatever. We also have the Hermit card, which represents solitude. This card, I'm being told, belongs to the person who's passed. I'm also being told that it represents how this person would feel if the family kind of split apart. If this fraction was allowed to continue, they would feel extremely lonely. They would feel extremely sad. It would break their heart to see their family come apart like this. I'm getting pulled back to the image on this discontent and boredom card, and how somebody's sort of by themselves. You can see it sort of represents that feeling of depression. This person doesn't want their family to blow apart. That's it. Even once they've passed, they don't want their family to blow apart. They're still watching you guys. They're still watching over. They're still wanting that sort of that peace. And like I said, it might mean that you guys are just able to find a kind way of being family. It doesn't mean you guys got to be besties or nothing like that. And I think this person recognizes it. They just don't want bad blood. That's the thing. They don't want bad blood. They don't want grudges that carry on for years. And like, that's just the way it goes. And there's this anger and there's this hate and there's this hurt that just keeps carrying on. Being on the other side of the veil, it gives a completely different perspective. And this is what this person's trying to bring forward, and hoping that they can share that with their family. Four of Pentacles. And the Devil card. I do feel like this grudge, if it's not sort of like aired out, if it's not ironed out, it has the potential to completely fracture this family, where people actually don't speak again, like ever, until maybe somebody else passes. Like, this is what I'm being shown. This is what I'm being told. So this person who's crossed over is extremely worried about the ramifications of this if it's allowed to continue. The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. They just want happiness. They just want people to be able to make peace. We have the Emperor card. We have the Nine of Wands. Now, Nine of Wands can represent fear. It can represent a journey over time. Structure. I just see in this Emperor card again, this is this energy that's crossed over, stepping forward, trying to give guidance, still trying to lead the family, trying to bring something positive to this situation. It is their fear that's actually coming forward. I'm surprised that they have, you know, those kinds of more negative emotions from the other side. But this person has that deep caring about their family. I feel like ultimately for them to be able to really come to that inner peace, that place of inner peace, however that exists, you believe that exists on the other side, it's important for them to know that their family is okay. The Three of Wands does represent communication. It also represents, you know, working together as a team and that camaraderie. There needs to be a sit-down talk about this. And it's important as to how things get said. And that's what the Five of Wands is all about at times. How things are said when there is chaos, when there is conflict, when there is arguments. The Two of Pentacles is balance. Each party needs to be able to step out of themselves enough to see where the other person is coming from. It's crucial. If only one person's willing to do this, then chances are it's not going to fly. Both people, both fractions, both sides need to be able to exercise this. Six of Wands, it does represent that achievement, but it also represents recognition. And that's, again, that's part of what the cards were saying. That's part of the message being delivered, is that being able to recognize how the other side feels. Being able to give validity to their emotions so that they can give validity to yours, and it can be reciprocal, because once all of that is understood and people feel like they're heard and they're respected and like their opinion counts, then there can be that negotiation to find somewhere in the middle where we can make that peace. Two of Cups relationships, the Knight of Cups is an emotional offering as well. It's like that olive branch. Someone's got to start this ball rolling. Somebody has got to start the ball rolling by being the bigger person. Two of Wands, planning. The Lovers and Page of Pentacles. So the Lovers card does not necessarily mean romance. It represents decisions to be made in a relationship. And it's like, I getting pulled back to the Two of Wands, that planning. Being able to sort of come up with a game plan if this does come up, how it's going to be handled, how you intend to handle it, the things that you feel like you very much need to say, and how to say them in a way that they're going to be heard. You can't make sure that somebody doesn't get their hackles up, right? At the end of the day, that's everybody's choice, and you can't control what other people do. But if you handle yourself in a bigger way and sort of take that initiative to set that example, there's a much better chance that you're going to get that from the other side too. The Two of Wands also represents partnership. So there is a chance of a coming back together. There is a chance of a reconciliation. The Page of Pentacles tells me that too. That offering of learning, you know, so that they can learn where you're coming from, you can learn where they're coming from. Once that knowledge is there, then there can start to be that empathy, that understanding, and finding a way to be able to heal or mend. That is the most important message that I feel coming through in the cards. I am being told token, so I am going to grab a tarot token because it's important for your read. So we'll flip her over together. So we have the Empress. So this may speak to the person who has crossed over. So somebody who's coming into sort of that bigger energy. Somebody who's looking for healing, looking for nurturing. Even from the other side, they are trying to heal and nurture their family. Their family connection is extremely important to them, and how their family interacts with each other. This is still very much on the forefront of their consciousness, even though they've crossed to the other side of the veil. And when all of this goes down at this gathering, this person will be watching. This person will be whispering in someone's ear. This person will be hopeful that their family is able to mend this situation, because life's too short, guys. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed that read. If you did, please hit that like, that subscribe. It helps these messages to get out there. Have a great day, everyone.